Hi, my name is Sarah, and I'm going to be talking about the harmful effects of artificial sweeteners. Our bodies all need sugar or glucose to function, which in my mind is why we should all eat some sugar. The trick is at least foods that convert into sugar. A bit of a fun fact, the first lab-created sweetener, which is saccharin, was developed in 1878. Saccharin was the first no-calories, non-nutritive sweetener discovered by a chemist who was working with coal tar. So that should give us the first light bulb on what really is an artificial sweetener. The truth is that artificial sugars were discovered by accident. Aspartame was found in the 1960s by a medical chemist in Illinois who was investigating a drug for gastric ulcers. Sucralose was discovered in 1976 by a graduate student at King's College. His head researcher had told him to test some compounds, but he misunderstood and tasted them instead. Whoops. Holly Strawbridge, a former editor at Harvard Health, said, "By offering the taste of sweetness without any calories, artificial sweeteners seem like they could be one answer to effective weight loss. The average 12-ounce can of sugar-sweetened soda delivers about 150 calories, which almost all of them come from sugar. On the other hand, the same amount of diet soda contains 0 calories, so the choice seems like a no-brainer. Have some diet soda and then you can eat some cake later. That's an awesome deal, right?" Although, according to a new study published in the Canadian Medical Association Journal, artificial sweeteners may be associated with long-term weight gain and increased risk of diabetes, obesity, high blood pressure, and heart disease. Artificial sweeteners are popular with individuals, more so diabetics, who are seeking to lower their sugar intake. For example, research shows that aspartame worsens insulin sensitivity to a greater degree than sugar. Another concern is that people who use artificial sweeteners may replace the lost calories through other sources, therefore possibly counteracting weight loss. This can happen because we like to fool ourselves. I'm drinking diet soda, so it's okay to have cake later. So, well, there goes my awesome deal. Not to mention, Dr. David Ludwig, an obesity and weight loss specialist at Harvard-affiliated Boston Children's Hospital, says it's also possible that these products change the way we taste food. Non-nutritive sweeteners are far more potent than any other table sugar and high fructose corn syrup. A minuscule amount produces a sweet taste comparable to that of sugar without comparable calories. Overstimulation of sugar receptors from these frequent use of the super hyper-intense sweeteners may limit tolerance for more complex tastes, explains Dr. Ludwig. Basically, that means people who routinely use artificial sweeteners may start to find less intensely sweet foods, such as fruit, less appealing, and unsweet foods, such as vegetables, downright unpalatable, as said by health editor Strawbridge. So, to sweeten or not to sweeten? If your goal is to lose weight, these artificial sugars may help you drop calories, but not always. What happens is that you're tricking your body into believing you're eating something delicious with sugar in it, but you're not. I mean, sure, you're eating something delicious, but it doesn't have sugar, which means you're not actually eating the calorie your body thinks you are. So when the sugar doesn't arrive, you start craving more and more carbs, therefore the added pounds on your weight scale. Plus, there's this Dr. Mercola guy that I found on the internet that'll totally back me up if you don't believe me. But if you think about it, it makes sense. It's like you love eating steak, but you eat a veggie burger. Sure, you eat the veggie burger, but it won't make you stop craving a real, delicious, juicy, premium bacon double cheeseburger. Cancer concerns aside, researchers are finding new reasons that these no-calorie taste enhancers are posing undue health risks without fulfilling the promise of helping you lose weight. In the multi-ethnic study of atherosclerosis, daily consumption of diet drinks was associated with a 36% greater risk for metabolic syndrome and a 67% increased risk for type 2 diabetes. The reason for the rapid fame of artificial sweeteners is because they're not supposed to have the undesirable effects of natural sugar, such as weight gain, but in reality, the results are even worse. Another thing is, people don't realize that diet sodas are just as addicting as a cigarette. Bordeaux University in France experimented on cocaine-addicted rats. These rats were allowed to choose between saccharin-sweetened water and cocaine. The results were that 94% of the rats preferred the saccharin water. On top of that, artificial sweeteners are meant to be hardy. They're designed to withstand the harsh conditions of your body so they won't break down and add calories. Because they're so potent, they don't break down in the environment when exposed to light, oxygen, and microbes either. With all of this knowledge on artificial sweeteners, we all have to ask ourselves, is it really worth putting our bodies at risk for less measly calories? Just imagine, if the sweeteners weren't accidentally discovered, we wouldn't have them. We would live life perfectly normal without them. Who knows, possibly even a healthier population that consumes nutritious natural sugars instead of pastries and other sweets. After all, the human body does need sugar, which in proper terms would be glucose, to function. The important message that I want you to remember is that all glucose is necessary for our health and for the cells in our body to function, but too much will increase the risk of several diseases. So we need to find the balance, preferably without the big stuff.